American conservatives, does Donald Trump and RFK being the only people running for president appearing in Epstein's list change your opinion of voting, and how? If you think that conservatives will happily vote for a convicted known racist, pedophile, rapist, conspiracy theorist, or insurrectionist, then I've got some terrible news for you. To them it's a zero-sum game. They don't care about the character, they only care about advancing their agendas. Most of them are just one of two issue voters. As long as you leave guns and abortions alone, you could have any other position on any other number of issues and still be a slam dunk among Republicans. Shit's a joke. Given that this is the case, most Trump supporters will claim that Trump helped the 2008 investigation that brought about Epstein's first arrest. The FBI investigators contacted everyone on Epstein's flight logs in 2008, and each one lawyered one. One person willingly helped the FBI and gave numerous details that helped lead to Epstein's arrest. Donald Trump. Nope. Despite common lies, Donald Trump was definitely not a friend of Epstein. He was a friend like how most wealthy people in America associate themselves with each other. Right up until Trump banned Epstein from all of his resorts after sexually harassing a Trump employee. Would Trump have reacted in that way to a harassment claim if Epstein had brought him in on the sex ring? Use your brain, he is not on that list. Not voting for him. But I think we'll hear a lot of distinction between riding on his plane from point A to point B, often without Epstein on it, and those who took flights to his notorious island where the sick shit took place. In my book, anyone who associated with Epstein knew or heard the shit he was into, and it makes me question their judgment and decision making and being around him in any way. They actually believe he is chosen by God. They compare him to King David and believe that despite his faults he will be raised up to lead a righteous nation. They compare him to Cyrus and was called on to lead the Jews out of Babylon. To them, his iniquities are further proof that God has chosen him. This will probably only further cement their devotion to him. RFK traveled with his wife and kids, so no. Trump on the other hand was accused alongside Epstein by a 13-year-old and gave a cabinet position to the DA who let off Epstein the first time around. He was also accused by his own wife of violently raping her. His pal and lawyer Roy Cohn argued that you cannot rape your own wife. Roy was a no pedo, so there's that. No, because I can't stand either of them, and just being on the plane means nothing without witnesses to an actual crime. Unless you watch Fox Entertainment Channel. Any Democrats who may have been on that plane will be accused of eating Girl Scouts. Anyone who was okay with Trump bragging on national television about how he abused his standing to peep on underage girls in dressing rooms at beauty pageants won't give a fuck that he may or may not have raped some women on Epstein's island. Trump has literally been accused by an Epstein victim of raping her when she was 13. Witnesses have backed up her claim in sworn testimony. They don't care. At this point, anyone who still supports Trump will never stop supporting him. Get the impression it's well, he may be X, but at least our X, not no bleeding heart lib who needs to be owned, and he cares for me and is fighting the good fight, against the deep state and reverse vampires. Mindset. Conservatives exist with a 1984 mindset. They just mold to fit the new reality. Okay if Trump did it, bad if a Dem did it. They have no problem accepting both of these as reality simultaneously. Their brains are broken. I wouldn't really call myself a conservative, but it's not like Biden. Is it also a serial rapist? I will be continuing with my plan to vote third party even though I live in a swing state. The problem will be the terrible logic of if he isn't on the list, he didn't go to the island, when it's more like only people who they wanted to blackmail were on the list. Not conservative, but I don't see the relevance. Epstein associated with basically every political and social elite of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s regardless of political affiliation. No. But let me be a bit more clear. I don't plan on voting at all. Every candidate is a clown and I don't want a clown running the country. I think Trump isn't a good candidate. Why would conservatives care about Trump being on the list? After, they weren't bothered by his Access Hollywood remarks or by his extramarital sex with a porn star. I doubt anyone who still supports Trump at this point cares about anything he does. If they don't just outright ignore it, they'll say it's fake news like always. They're proud he's on the list. He's normalizing being a predator. Why do you think so many Americans want to be rich? They all want to be on that plane too. Many Republicans didn't bat an eye when the grab them by the pussy tape came out. This won't make a dent. Nothing does. I wish I knew why. Donald Trump is an Israeli shill, RFK has no chance whatsoever, and Biden is a pedophile and old as dirt. Take your pick. I'll sit it out. I'm voting for Joshua Smith if he gets nominated. If not, I don't see a single candidate I would feel morally right in choosing. No. Not at all. I was never going to vote for either of those idiots to begin with. Not voting for them now either. There's literally a photo of Trump with Epstein that's been going around for years, so this isn't really news. No. Guilty by association is a very bad and dangerous principle. The list won't change my opinion of anyone. You're asking Trump supporters if they care about their own hypocrisy? Lol, good luck with that. Every politician visited that island or somewhere worse, so I really don't care anymore. Not at all. I would never vote for either of those guys regardless of this list. Clever phrasing to leave the Clintons out of it. Safe to say they are all gross. The list also includes victims and business associates, so, no, because I wasn't planning on voting for either of them anyway.